Hi everyone. We're gonna try cooking together. We're gonna see how this goes. I already have my chicken in the oven. Let me see. I'm gonna do a video of that on my camera and then show it to you guys here. So that is completely done. I've turned the oven off. It's just gonna keep it warm. Al will be home in about maybe an hour-ish, like an hour and a half. So that gives me enough time to make the side dishes. I do have some allergies, y'all. I apologize for any sniffling I might be doing. So what we're gonna be making is this dish that I saw from a vegan YouTuber whose name I will put here and in the description box so you guys can check out her channel. She does recipes like this all the time. But I came across her video where she did this like bean dip made out of butter beans. And I was like, wait a minute. That look real good, y'all. I'm about to get down on that. I'm thinking that this can go over the chicken with a little rice. Okay? So either that or, hey, I can do the leftovers as a dip. And I was like, word. So then as another side dish, we're going to have some colorful cauliflower. I have an orange one and a purple one. You know, just trying to make food colorful and exciting for my daughter. She's 6 and I want her to eat healthy as I continue my weight loss journey. You know, we're well over 150 pounds lost, family. Clap for me, okay? And we're going to keep it moving because my goal is 250 and I'm at 315 right now. We're just going to get it in. We're going to have a really cute little sauce moment. There's a little coconut milk in case I need to, like, you know, make this stretch because I know my husband's really going to love it. So I want it to stretch. And the colorful cauliflower is because my baby likes broccoli and I want to expand her palate a little more to cauliflower as well. So I'm going to bring you guys down so that we can get started, okay? Okay, y'all, we're going to do a quick rundown of you know, the seasonings and ingredients for the bean dip. And so that's going to be, like I said, carrots, onion, and tomatoes. We've got diced tomato here and sun-dried tomatoes here. Got a little butter for both the cauliflower and the bean dip. And of course the star of the show is going to be these organic northern beans. It says made with sea salt. Okay, good. I'm glad I read that because then I won't use as much salt. We also have a little shredded Parmesan cheese and mozzarella. Got some garlic. And then, pardon me again, like I said, the allergies are kicking my butt, y'all. It's a harissa dip, so I do have the harissa spice paste. And I have some smoked paprika. And something I like to put in things that are supposed to taste smoky, South African smoke. A little bit of this pepper sauce. It has a little bit of a different flavor than the Tunisian harissa. I've got some Aglio Olio seasoning. This is very yummy. that's very delicious. And then I might not put this in there. This was out from the chicken. I might put this in the cauliflower. And I have some black garlic for a little depth of flavor on the garlic front. I'm trying to finish using up my vegetables as much as possible. So I'm going to be peeling and cutting all 4 of these. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the 3 small ones, see where I'm at, and then determine what I do with this big one. I can also steam it and then give it to the dogs with no seasoning on it. I'm going to cut the ends off. Again, we're going to start with the smaller ones. And give this a rinse. I'm going to split the back just for even cooking. I don't really care how they look, y'all. These, you know, I'm going to quarter them. Just because I want them to be, just because I want them to be small enough to, you know, match the beans and everything else that's going to be in here. Smaller bit I'm just going to cut in half. These seem to be small enough, these 200, so I won't bother cutting them. Okay, I feel like that's enough. So we're gonna save this for something else. Container to set these aside so we can go into the onions. Now I just have a leftover half of a red onion from my last meal. Rough chop here, y'all. I'm not a huge stickler for perfect dices and all of that. I just don't want it to be uneven. That's all that matters to me. I want everything to cook evenly, that's it. And again, because I don't like things to go to waste, I have some leftover cherry tomatoes from a salad that I made. So instead of using, you know, as I'm looking at it, once I cut these in half, this is the equivalent of that can of diced tomatoes that I had out. I think I'm actually going to put that back and just use these. Because you got to finish your fresh food before the can. So again, we're going to give these a rinse. And if you're asking yourself, you know, where did she get this? Where did she get that? I shop at 3 places. Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Market Basket. And Market Basket, quite honestly, whatever that is for you in your area. Publix, Piggly Wiggly, Tom Tom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever it is for you. The local grocery store. That's what it is for me. And I'm just cutting these in half. And they will provide some juice when we're warming everything up. Whenever I'm using acidic vegetables, I always put just a tiny bit of sweetener for balance. I have acid reflux, so that's why I do it. So that my back ain't extra tight when I wake up from the acid buildup. Alright, so there we go. And I'm also gonna come back in and just chop up my sun-dried tomatoes. So that's 2 different tomato textures. Here's the ones I got from Trader Joe's. Whatever sun-dried tomato, you can get them in a jar. I've seen them in a jar. Whatever's clever, babes. And we're gonna use the whole thing because, well, no, we're not, because I think this depth of flavor, it's concentrated, so you actually don't need a whole bunch. I think that's gonna be perfect. And they're already kind of shredded. They're almost like dried fruit. I just want little pieces floating through the dip. Yeah. Alright, cool. And I'm gonna let that like reconstitute, rehydrate with the rest of the veggies as they cook in the butter. So that's everything as far as like prep. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse these beans because all I want is the actual beans themselves. I want to make my own sauce with the other things that I'm putting in here. So hopefully you can see these very well. I went ahead and checked out her website for the ingredients, and it turns out there was kale and spinach. I don't have any, so we're gonna just switch that out for what I do have, which is carrots. So I guess, you know, freak it how you want it, you know. And she's I think I mentioned that she's vegan. So she does have some vegan alternatives like nutritional yeast for a cheesy flavor. I'm not vegan. I'm putting real cheese in here. So like I said, you can freak this how you want. And you can check out her YouTube channel and her website. So her name is Shakayla Felice, and her website is Sweet Greens Vegan. I don't think I need more than that pat of butter at the moment. So I'm just gonna tuck this away. I'm using 2 cans because I know that I'm gonna need 2 cans. If you are doing this for yourself, you can probably get away with like 1. Especially if you only plan to use it for 1 meal, but why would you? This would be so good the next day. And then the coconut milk has a pop can, so I don't need this anymore. And I'm gonna give these a rinse. Okay. Have little technical difficulties, friends. So we got all the veg in there with the butter. We're gonna let this cook down. I'm not gonna add any seasonings yet. I'm gonna wait till this cooks down. And while that's going, I'm gonna rinse my beans. Make sure you get all of it out. Yep. So then, and then we just don't give them a rinse. Those are ready to go when it's time to put. Okay, so I've added a little garlic to these sauteing vegetables. I have also prepped my pot for the cauliflower with 2 pats of butter, the garlic powder, and the Aglio Olio seasoning. So that's gonna be it for now. I opened my can of coconut milk, and I took out my 2 heads of cauliflower. So next, I'm gonna finish getting these beans together. Come on, focus. There we go. I'm gonna finish getting the beans together. I'm gonna put you guys down so I can do that. Yeah, we get a little color on the bottom of the pan too. I like that. Alright. I think it's time to add the seasonings that are gonna go in these beans. I'm gonna add some of this Italian Bamba pepper sauce. It's in the chicken already, so I just want to kind of mash the flavors up. Because both harissa and this Bamba sauce are pepper sauces, pepper based. This one I'm gonna go a little bit heavier.
If it's not, it's in my room.
Okay.
All right, bye.
So I went ahead, since I was running out of fat, the bottom of the pan was starting to scorch a little bit. I went ahead and added the coconut milk along with the harissa and the Bamba sauce. So if I'm just guesstimating how much I put of those 2 sauces, because you know, this is cooking. It's not like true recipes or whatever. I want to say 2 tablespoons of the harissa and 1 of the Bamba. So you could do 3 tablespoons of the harissa if all you have is harissa. I'm gonna throw a little bit of this black garlic in there again for depth of flavor. There we go. What's this? Teaspoon. And a little extra dab of smokiness with the smoked paprika. And then a good few cranks of this South African smoke. It has, let me see if it tells me the ingredients. It has paprika flakes, sea salt, garlic, and basil. I feel like there's more in here than that. But, you know, whatever you say, Trader Joe's. It has a great flavor to it. I'm definitely gonna need some salt. But I don't think I need the veggie broth like she did, because I think that between the tomatoes, the fresh tomatoes, and this coconut milk, I'm good on broth. That ends up being a good 2 teaspoons. It's already bubbling up. We're gonna let this simmer, let the seasonings bloom, and then we'll add the beans. All right, y'all. So this has reduced a little bit, and that means that everything has softened. You know, ooh. A little spillage. That's all right, I'll clean that up. But now it's time for the beans. And these are, you know, canned, so they're cooked. We don't need to cook them too long. We just need to warm them through, and then we can add cheese to make it nice and ooey gooey and yummy. Now you can stop right here, friends. This is some delicious, flavorful stuff. You can put this over rice. You can eat it as a soup, whatever you want to do. Okay. But we're gonna make this almost like a dip. So I am gonna mash about 1/4 of these beans and add the cheese. Now over here, I've already chopped up my cauliflower. The purple one's in the bottom. I chopped that one first, and then we have the orange on top. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on to low. And as it cooks, it's gonna, the lid's gonna lower. All right, so we're gonna take another couple minutes to let this warm through before we add the cheese. Now I want to adjust after the cheese because the Parmesan is pretty salty. All right, now for the cheese. We're gonna go in with a healthy handful of this here. Shredded mozzarella. I might just use all that's left in here, depending on what we're looking like. Let me see. Here's that handful of the mozzarella. And then there's like one more. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it all in there. And now we're gonna give it a stir. And she actually baked hers in the oven. I'm not using this as a dip, so I'm gonna skip that step. It's already, I'm gonna knock it all the way down to low now. Everything is cooked through. It's just melting the cheese. Another one. But yeah, I'm gonna let that keep going at a low simmer. All right, you guys, I just want to show you what everything looks like now that it's all finished. There's our chicken, our beans, and let me get the fork to lift this up. There's our cauliflower. I also took some leftover rice out to heat up and serve as needed. This is rice and black beans. Woo, child. Okay, so we are all done cooking. Baby girl is going to be home in just a few minutes, and I'm gonna make her a plate, and then we're gonna see what she thinks of everything. Personally, I already know it's good. Well, I season according to my soul, you guys, but I'm gonna taste everything off camera, adjust the seasonings, and then we're gonna come back with Nala to see what she thinks of her meal. Nala said she already ate, so we're gonna try the meal. Here's my plate. There's chicken, there's the beans with the rice and the cauliflower, and I am going to try to get a bite with everything on it. Well, let's try everything individually. This is perfect, cooked perfectly. Just a teeniest, you know, dente to it. It don't taste like anybody else's cauliflower, honestly. It just happens to be pretty. And then we got these beans, honey. I did have a little bite of the beans just to test the flavor. That harissa. Just a little heat in the back of your mouth. I can eat a bowl of these all by themselves. So yeah, I could eat a whole bowl of this all by its lonesome, and will. This is so good. Yeah. Let me try this chicken. I done forgot about chicken. There we go. I gotta get y'all the recipe for that. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so let me put a bite together of like everything. A little tomato dangling from it too. All right, let's get the whole thing. Wow. This is really good. Now, I've had gastric bypass, so I can't eat this how I want to eat it. I can't just, you know, wolf it down. But I'm going to spend the next hour working on this plate. Wow. Let me know how you guys like this type of content. If you'd like for me to do some more cooking videos. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too difficult. I know I didn't show the process of making the chicken, but honestly, I clean my chicken, okay? I clean my chicken, then I drain it and I season it. I let it sit for a little bit, so marinate. And then I put it in the oven on 425 till it was done. That was it. That was all. So I'm happy to like list the ingredients. I don't measure. I'm not like that. I'm not a cooking channel. Season to taste, babes. That's what we do. So I'll give you the list of the ingredients that I put on the chicken. And then I'm going to link you guys to the young lady that I told you about earlier, her bean recipe, because that was from her. The rice was jasmine rice. Cook it how you want to cook it. Throw some black beans in there. That's what I did. And then you saw how I made the cauliflower. So that was it. That was it. Super easy. Easy stuff. You just gotta have, you know, gotta have a little razzle dazzle in your pantry. I would say that's about it in terms of like what might be missing. I don't know how many people just keep harissa. Like if you're not Middle Eastern, you know what I mean? If you're like, how many of us are actually keeping harissa on deck just cause, you know? Unless you had, like, until you had it. And then you're like, oh snap, I should keep that in my pantry, because that's what I do now. Now that I've had harissa chicken, I keep that thing on me. But before that, I didn't have that in my kitchen. And it's, you know, this bean dip was a really nice way to use up some of my vegetables that were in my crisper. And even that cheese, like I've already made my burrito tacos, and I had the cheese left over. And then from the salad that I had, I ended up using feta cheese instead of the Parmesan. So I was like, what am I gonna do with this Parmesan? Bam, you know? Just got a little creative. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know so that I can add it to the list of content, okay? And I will see you guys next time. Love you. Bye.